Google Collab as usual. Um, okay. So before then, please can you just give me 1 minute? I want to send the new file we'll be using to. Okay. Okay. So let me just go to what we did last week. I'm not sure if this is what we did last week, but let's just go through it. So last week we talked about how to. I'm not sure this is the one. I'm not sure it's this one. Let me just go back. Okay. I think I missed it. Okay, I think this is the one we used last week. So now let's just run to what we did last week. Last week we talked about some basic data analysis, which are introduction to pandas. Then we loaded our data set inside our Google Colab. Then we can see we have the data.head, which is supposed to return the first five rows. And also the same as this one. This one is supposed to return the last five rows. Then these are supposed to return the unique columns present in the computer. Then this is supposed to return the information about the data set. Then shape is supposed to give the numbers of column and rows in the data set. Then we know all these things. We did look and I look, right? We know how to get all of this. Then we also did sorting last week, I guess. So last week, from the word sorting, can already tell that we are trying to sort our column from probably from in ascending order or in descending order. So we did something like df.sort values. Whenever you want to sort, this is the code or this is the function you'll be calling df.sort value. What are you sorting this value by? By last name, that is by last name column, ascending equals to first, because ordinarily ascending is equals to 2. It was pre-installed or it was pre-informed that ascending should be equals to 2. So in case you want to change it, you have to write ascending equals to false. So We did a lot of sorting. Then we also did updating values. We did how do we update values? It is either we are updating the column header or we are updating the values inside the column. So to update column header, we can use this style that is we renaming all the columns, or we can just rename one of the columns by using the rename function, which is df.rename columns. What are we changing? We are changing our surname to last name, and we all know the meaning of this in place. That is, okay, permanently change this, permanently make these changes. So that's what we make. That's the function of this in place. So what else do we talk about? That's how to rename our column header. But how do we rename our values, which was where we did apply? I'm not sure it's here, but we did apply map and replace function and map function, which I think everyone should know by now. Okay, so what else? We also did some data analysis, some little data analysis last class, and yeah, today we'll be moving on to another data analysis, which is quite enormous than what we sorted before. Now let's explore the data sets. So we have to understand the data set before we start working on it. So today we want to look at um, road accidents, right? You can see we have quite a number of road accidents. We don't know anything about it. So let me just expand the info. So we can see we have the accident ID, that is every information that's here. That means the person has accidents before, probably by probably on the road, in the air, anyone we've had the person, any information that's there, that means the person already suffered from accident before. So we have different states, which state in Nigeria, we have local governments. So now this particular data set is just trying to know what where should we render help. We have limited help we can render, but what are the precautions we can take? Let's say you are your stakeholder, or your stakeholder or your shareholder in this particular case, that is the person you are putting at the end, that will be at the receiving end, is the government. So if they give you a road accident severity in Nigeria, they told you to analyze it. So when you are analyzing this data set, you want to know how can we call this? We want to give some insight about the data set, and we have some question which we'll be thinking, we'll be looking at. Okay, so now let's load this into our data set, into our Google Colab. So the first thing you want to do is sorry, let me have a new Google Colab there. So do you know how to import data into Google Colab now? So you just click on your Google Colab, then we have you can see we have a whole lot we've worked with. So you want to click on new notebook. So when you click on new notebook, you just click on where is it? your folder, then you are waiting for it to load. It's still loading. Okay, now it's done. So you want to upload, because you want to upload the data set into your Google Colab, you click on this upload sign. Then you can click on download. When you click on download, because this is where my own is actually present, so you can just double click here. So it's clicking on OK. So we have our road accident here. So we can see it has been uploaded into our Google file already. So the first thing you want to do is import what? Import pandas as PD. So we all know the importance of pandas. Pandas is a library for data analysis. Basically, it's for analyzing data, which is what we've been focusing on. But today we will try to use other library today too. So I've run it and it's already fine. So let's add more cell. Today, let's load our data set. So to load our data set, I want to do something like df equals to read with CSV, right? So my colon, my quotation mark, then I can just copy the file. Now I'm not carrying everyone along because I think we should know this, because this is not the first time you are doing it. You have been doing this for ages. So let's load this. Oh, it's supposed to be PD dot. Okay, so everything it has run and we can see how I've solved that. So to run this one, let's just call on our df, that is, we want to see our data set, right? So we can see this is what we loaded. So now let's understand the data sets. Let me close this one. Let's understand the data set. We have our accident ID, we have timestamp, we have the state, that is where this particular thing happened. Then we have the local government, we have the road type, we have road condition, we have weather condition, we have light condition. Then we have a vehicle type. What type of car is this particular person having? What we say, accidents. Then we have vehicle age. So we have a lot. Then we have speed estimate. To get information, let's get some little information about this data set. To get information, what's our data set? What do we use to donate our data set? Definitely we use df.info .info to get some information about the data sets. So now we have some information about it. You can see, I can see here that we have almost 20,000 rows of column. I'm sorry, almost 20,000 rows of data. Then we have object. We have some integer. We have some float. Okay, no floats. Only object and that is string and integer only. So let's look at the numbers. Please, if you don't understand, can you all hear me? Everyone, do you understand everything we've done? Please reply with an emoji or something, so I can know everyone is with me. Only one person. Okay. So everyone is still with me. We've not done anything special. It's just what we've done before. So now let's calculate. Let's get all the columns that's present in this particular data. We have ef dot columns. That is okay. These are the columns present inside this data set. So we have quite a number of columns, right? You have the accident ID, you have the timestamp, you have the state, you have local government, look at. Now we have all of them. So the first thing about data settings or Google analysis or data analysis, whenever you are not using a particular column, and you see, okay, this particular column will not be useful for me. The best thing is for you to delete it. Okay, let's look at all this particular column. I will not be needing accident ID, right? I will not be needing what else? Let's look at this. Let's look at it here. Accident ID, I will not be needing this because it's just an ID. ID is like, what do you call it? It's like matric number where we actually don't need it. Most of the time, don't give us anything. It's just an identification number. So we have timestamp. I may not be needing timestamp also. So let's see others. Okay. So now let's continue. So now we have some question which we'll be solving. So let me add myself. So the first question goes like this. How many accidents? Okay. So now we have how many accidents are recorded and what's the percentage for each severity? So how do you think we can go about this? I want this class to be as interactive as possible because I will call on some of us. Now we want to know how many accidents are recorded. How do you think we can go about this? Let's say this is an assignment or this is an analysis given to you. How many accidents are recorded? We all know that every data set present in that particular data given is recorded to be an accident. That is, it is when you have an accident, that's when you record and you fill the form. So how do we get the numbers of accidents recorded? What do you think will be the code that will be writing? So you just want to do tf.shape, right? So you can see we have 20,000 accidents. So that's how to get it. So now the second question is asking what is the percentage for each severity? So now when we look at this, we have what's the meaning of severity? Probably if it is fatal, if it is non-fatal. So if you look at this column header, if you look at these columns, where are the columns? Where do you think we can get something like that? Where do you think we can please if you cannot talk, please type. Where do you think we can get something like that under this column? If you look at this column, where can we get fatal? If the accident is fatal, if the accident is not fatal, look at this column. We have the accident ID, we have the timestamp, we have state, local government, code type. Obviously, can't be in any of this. So I want to look at this severity, right? I want to know if it is fatal or if it is non-fatal. Now let's just call on this particular column. So to call on severity column, what do you think? You can enter.
I can't see your screen.
Hello. So sorry. Okay, so now let's start. Someone said she cannot see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Oh, okay. Thank you. That guy that said df.severity. That's how to call the name. So now let's look at it. df.severity. So that means we are calling on the column. So we have different we have it is returning all the column that's what we call obviously. But I want to know how many minor. I want to see how many severity do we have. I can only see minor and serious here. But do we only have minor and serious? Do we have something like fatal, non-fatal? To actually get that, you can just call on something called unique. So unique means instead of returning minor every time, just return minor once, return serious once. So that's what we call unique. So just add your brackets, then enter. So I can see we have minor, serious, and fatal. So the other time before I called unique, I can see we only have two because that's what I can see visually for my column. So, but now when I code on unique, that means instead of returning minor, minor, minor every time, I can see we have minor, we have um, we have serious, we have fatal. So another thing you can also do, if you don't want to call this one, you can call something like called Control C, Control V. Basically, that's what I do. So you can just add N in front of unique. That is, instead of returning everything, how many unique value do you have there? That's what we call unique number. So control enter, you can see we have three. That is, we have minor, we have serious, we have fatal. So now next thing, it is asking us, what's the question? The question is asking us about what's the percentage for each severity. So the next thing you want to do is you want to count them because you want to put them in percentage. So let's say we have rich, poor, and middle class. How many poor people are there? You have to count. There are 10 people that are poor, there are 5 people that are in middle class, and there are 2 people that are rich. So we want to put them in percentage. So to count the number of severity, count the column, to count the values inside the severity column, what do you think will be the function? We've said it many times. Someone can just unmute their mic, so it will be very fast. So because I want to count the
Dot
value for
count. Dot count.
what do you say?
Dot count.
No, it won't be count. It will be value count. Remember, because we are counting the value. We've done this before. Are you with me? So it will be dot value count. So now let's say we run this one, control enter. So we can see we have 14,000. Minor issue are just 14,010. Then we have serious issue are 5,020. Then we have 970 fatal issue. So now we want to actually want to make this as a percentage. So how can we make this as a percentage? So after we are done with our value count, we just write something like normalize equals to 2. So normalize, we change this value inside into percentage. So let's go. So obviously, the percentage is in proportion to 1. So 0.7 is representing 70%, while this one is representing 25%, while this one is representing 4.8%. So you can see we have 70% minor accident cases. Then we have 25% serious accident cases. Then we have 48, 48, sorry, 4.85 fatal accident cases. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Okay. Now let's say this serious. Instead of having this serious, let me call this particular thing again. That's we are actually done with question one. Let me call this because I want to change something new. So we have our So we have minor, we have serious, we have fatal, right? But this serious, I actually want to change this value into major. That is, whenever we have minor, we should have major injury instead of serious injury. Then I want to change this one. I want to change only this major serious to another thing, and I want to change this serious to major. Um, so how can we go about that? We did that one last week. How to replace value inside the column? How can we go about that? So the first thing you want to do is, in case you've forgotten, let me just take you down the lane again. So you want to call on the severity column, right? So what you want to do, I want to replace a value. So you have to replace it by writing replace. Now, what are you replacing? You are replacing when you open your parentheses and you have to open your curly bracket also. I want to replace serious because it is a string data set. You have to put it in your quotation marks. Serious. You want to replace serious with what? Serious. Then put your colon. What do you want to replace it with? Sorry, major. Right. So control enter. So we all know that this is not adequate already. So you just have to in place equals to 2. Or let me just do something like this. Instead of writing in place equals to 2, Control C. Okay. So now let's check something now. EF dot unique. We have minor, we have major, and we have fatal. Everything has been corrected now. So do you have any question how I correct that one? Do anyone has any question how I correct that one? We've done this before. Abbas, do you have any question?
No, no.
Okay. So I think I will call everyone now. Where about the meetup? Do you understand it? Oh, you said you cannot mute your mic. What about Aguda Dome? Do you understand it? Dome, are you with me? Okay. What about Rafiat?
Yes.
Are you with me? Do you understand? Okay. Thank you.
No, I think it's
Okay.
because I did not attend the last class. I think
Okay,
I've watched that.
you should have watched the last class before today. So okay, no problem. Just I will try to break it down in case you not now that I know you don't watch the class. So when we are moving forward, I will try to carry along. So now let's generate more code. So now let's go to question 2. So what's question 2 saying? Let me check. So it is asking which states recorded, sorry, the highest number of accidents. So I will call on someone to answer this one. So Domi, can you answer this question? What are the codes that I will write? Which states return the highest number of accidents overall? These are the columns, right? So what do you think? What are the codes or what is the code we will be writing? Domi, I'm with you. Yeah, let's make it snappy. Okay, can someone help him? Abbas, can you help me? Sorry,
Uh,
help him.
BF.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, states.
States.
Um, the
What are you
value
trying to?
count.
So we are trying to count all the values inside the state, right? So let's do value count. So what next? Let's run this, right?
Yeah.
So you can see we have delta. Delta is 2057. We have followed by Lagos. We have followed by Oyo, followed by Rivers. But the question is asking us that which states record the highest number. That is, we don't want to see everything, but we just want to see only one state.
Can
What do
we
you think we
check
can
the
do?
comma marks? I'm not sure.
We can write max, you can write dot head. When you write dot head, at least return the first column. So you just add one inside your dot head. So you can just it is returning um delta. So now let me just that's actually the correct answer. Thank you so much, Abbas. I hope you understand me. So let's do another thing, which is actually you're actually correct, Abbas. So inside this value count, you can also do something like ascending or descending. You can see it is actually arranged in descending order. So you can also do ascending inside value count, which I think I've taught us before. Ascending equal to 2. Let's do ascending. So you can see it is we can now see it from in ascending value in case you want to see the this state that record the number of accidents. So you can see it is actually Kaduna followed by Ogun State. So you can do something like this, but in this case, let's just use false, which is basically what we got the other time. So you can just do dot max. I think max should return 2057, but actually I want to see the state, so that's why I'm calling edge because I want one. Control enter, so I can actually see is the delta is the state that is recording the number of the most accidents overall. So yeah, that's how to answer question using data analysis. So now let's do something. Let's do another thing. Let's represent it using graphs. So let's count it again. So you have to put stuff on this. So now we've gotten our answer to be delta to be the highest solution. So the next thing you want to add, because you want to plot graph now, the next thing you want to do is want to do something like import. Be with me, please. Import matplotlib. Sorry, I'm not correct. Matplotlib as PLT. Sorry, import matplotlib as PLT. So it is more like saying import pandas as PLT. So I import another library which is called Cbon as SNS. So matplotlib.pyplot most of the time it is used as visualization library. Also the same thing as Cbon, which we will be seeing their use cases. So let's run this code. So we can see it is already it went well, which is one for 1 second. Then we can actually see everything has been done. So now let's go back to here. So what do you want to do? I want to represent this one using the charts. Sorry, let me reduce this thing. So now let's use, we just say something like dot plot dot bar, because basically that's what we are trying to use. Open your bracket, enter. So you can see something like everything has been represented. I don't know how to remove this thing, which I actually don't know. Okay, thank God. Okay, so we can see now it has been represented. I can see Delta is the highest, Kaduna is the lowest. So because I've imported Matplotlib and Cbon, and that's why we can see this particular chart. So how do I do that? I just, after I'm done with my counting, so I just tell it to plot what type of plot a bar chart. So that's how to do it. Now, in case you want to plot an horizontal chart, so you just have to do bar H. So control enter. So you can see this one is a little bit different from the one we showed the other time, right? So now let's make this one better. We can see we have something like axis y label equals to state. So now let's write our y label. Let's label it. We have we have state already here, but we don't have x label. So how can we write x label? So now we can just write something like after this thing you write. I don't want to confuse anyone. Please, when you don't understand anything, just reach out. PLT. PLT is asking for, is standing for, is representing matplotlib, which we've imported the other time, right? So we can see we have something like plt.title, that is to give this particular bar chart a title. We just write plt.title. What's the title we are trying to say? State with highest number of accidents. This is just Google Colab IntelliSense, and that's why it is suggesting it for me. So I actually want a title. I also want an X label. So I want X label. So I can already see X label is giving me Google Colab IntelliSense. So the only thing I'm supposed to do is just to press my tab key. So I can actually see X label number of accidents, which is actually correct. Y label number of states. So now let's, for you to show, you just need to write something like plt dot show. Sorry, It's not supposed to be in capital letter, please. PLT dot show, then open parentheses. So when you write this, even if you don't, let me show you the use cases. Control X. Let me run it now. So we can see we have our title here already. We have state with the number of accidents. We can see we have our state, which is the y-axis, and we can see yes, it's the same thing for Anaconda. Anaconda is just an ID. Collab is the same, is an ID. So this one is just using data. You cannot run without internet connection. Why Anaconda can run without internet connection. But since I've not download Anaconda for a while, that's why I'm using Collab. So you can see we have number of accidents already in my X label and state in my Y label. So now one thing here, this thing, I don't want to see text 0.5 state. So that's why I want to write tlt.show. It will erase this thing. So it will, can you see it as erase this thing? And that's why we do call plt.show. Please, do you all understand? Please reply with an emoji. You understand everything we've written here. Oh, okay. So let's move. So now let's go to the third question, which someone will be answering. We have 10 questions here. We have what are the top 5 most common accidents? Causes. Now, go on me. Are you with us? Now, go on me. Are you with us? Okay, she's not with us. Temitope, can you unmute your mic now? Temitope. Oh, she said no. And Rafiat, can you try? I guess no, because you were not in the class last week. Okay. Abbas, can you also try? Because you've said it the other day. So now let's look at it. So these are the columns, and you were asked to find the number of most common accident causes. So what do you think? Where do you think you can see inside this column? These are the columns header. So we have state, local government. We want to get accident causes. So we have accident causes here. So how can we go about it, Abbas? Let's. Can you unmute your mic, Abbas?
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
the bracket for columns. Yes,
Okay.
accident.
Accident cause. Okay. So we are trying to count. We are trying to return the top 5 accident column. So now, what will be the next thing after I'm done? I'm done calling the code, the column
Dot value count.
dot value counts, right?
Yes. Uh, it's always in ascending is always
What
true.
the
So I said ascending is always true. So the add into bracket 5
dot edge into bracket
into
5.
bracket.
So
Yes.
what the use case of edge into bracket 5?
It returns the first. That returns 6. So it should be 4 since we are using 0 to for
No,
panda. I mean
5
for
is too
Python.
correct. 5 is
Five
too
is
correct.
okay. All right.
So let's run this one again. Let me see what you've done. So we can actually see drunk driving, poor visibility. Those are the causes, right? So now let me just copy this code Control C. Now represent it using bar chart here. How can we
Like
represent it using bar chart here?
the PL, yes, comma PLT, the
Plots.
PLT plots, yes,
What type of stuff are we
bar,
seeing? So you
bar,
can see we have different type of plots there. So you want to do bar
bar.
because that's what. So open your parentheses and close it, then enter. So you can see we've gotten strong grading, we have poor visibility. So now I want you to do something. I want you to remove all this one and return all the X column, X label, Y label, and the title. So give it an appropriate title. So how do we go about that?
PLT dot title.
PLT.title.
Top five common. Are you top five most common accident causes? Yes.
It's already giving you.
Is
It
there
already.
anything?
Do you agree with everything? It's the intelligence showed. Yeah.
Yes. So next thing, just PLT dot show.
You have to write PLT.show. Thank you. PLT.show.
With the bracket. Yes.
And that's it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's how to do it. It's that very, very simple. So we have some question again. So we have what is the average
I have a
driver?
question.
You have a question? Okay, who is there?
Yes. Yeah. So, if you are using Anaconda, it's not going to be bringing it out, right?
Yes, because you are not using data,
Yes.
obviously.
Like it's not going to
It will not
be
be suggesting.
predicting the thing that we are going to write.
Yes, because it,
Yeah.
it is
So
not
how are we going
connected
to
with
know the
another.
yeah? How are we going to know the line we are supposed to the one that will be on X label and the one that will be on Y label?
I don't understand. How are you supposed to know what? So this one is just string. I can change it now. Let's say it's not rigid, right? Let's say this is X label accident cause. So let's look at our X label accident cause. But let's say I'm not following the intelligence. I can just write something like causes of accidents. So instead of I can just write cause of accidents. So if I'm using my words, control enter. So if I look at the chart now, I can see it has changed to cause of accident. So it doesn't really matter. Whatever you write, you still see it there. Is that what you are trying to ask? No, you are going to see your graph. Oh. What I'm saying is that it will not be predicting what you are supposed to write. That is intelligence. I don't know if you understand what I mean by intelligence. Remember, sometimes before I write a code, and Google Colab is already suggesting what I'm supposed to write for me. And that's what we call intelligence. So the only difference between Anaconda and Google Colab is that this one suggests what you are supposed to write. Anaconda does not suggest what you are supposed to write. You get that?
Yeah, I get now.
Okay. So now let's move forward. I'm trying to ask you a question. What's the driver? Okay, what's the average driver age? Now this question is a little bit tricky, so I'll solve it myself. So now let's understand the data set. I hope we all know why I'm putting hashtag before I start writing it. So Google Colab can know it is a comment that it is not a code. So now, what is the average driver age by? Can you see this? Is what this is what I call by intelligence. Before I write anything, this thing, what is suggesting here? It's what I mean by intelligence. And Anaconda does not have this process because I'm connected with internet connection. You can see I'm connected to internet. So Anaconda does not have this, but it's still the same thing. So now let me try to solve this one. What is the average data age per severity level? Remember, we have three different type of severity level. We have the minor, we have the major, and um we have the fatal. So that's the three. So they are now asking, what is the average driver age? We want to know, okay, for fatal, is it people that are young? Probably we can reach a conclusion that because young people are so careless while driving, something like that. So how do you, in this case, you are trying to um match two columns. You are trying to match the age column and the severity column. So how do we go about this? When you are trying to match two column, that is, the analysis is more than just a column. We use a function called group by. So we are doing TF dot group by. So I want to see something like this. Let me write it here. I want to see something like this. Let's say fatal, we have what else? We have major, we have minor. So I want to see their age, maybe the average age for this person, for everybody involved, for all the driver involved in fatal accident. Let's say it's 30. This one is 14, and let's say this one is 15. Sorry, 15. So now we have 50, right? So I want to group my severity level. We all know that in my column, in my what do we call it? In my severity column, we have more than just one fatal occurrence. So I want to group it on my severity column. That would be the first thing. Then I want to perform my mean function, that is the average function on my age column. So how do we go about this? So the first thing I want to write is group by dot. I'm sorry, I have to group by. What am I grouping by? What column? Severity column. So I have to open a square bracket because I'm grouping by severity column, right? That's the first thing I've entered. So let me run this first one first, so we can see. We'll not see anything though, but let's run it. So you can actually see it has been grouped. That's correct. So after what I've just done here is just that, okay, we've returned this three, but we cannot see it because it is just grouped by. So now I want to return what's the average age of this one, which is what I want to do now. So the next thing I'll be doing will be open my square brackets. What am I trying to perform my average on? The age column, Abby. So I have to write my age column. Then how can I do average? Obviously, that's the mean. So dot mean, open bracket and close it. So enter. So it is asking me, there's an error here. Um, so column not found age. So now let's say I want someone to debug this thing. What do you think it's the problem? The key error is giving me column not found age. How can we solve this problem? Someone should unmute, please.
We should check the info so we know the column, exact column. We want.
So
Okay, yes, yeah.
I'm
So
checking the age. I can
driver's
actually
age.
see it's actually supposed to be it's actually supposed to be driver age instead of age only. So I want to copy this one. Thank you for that, Mr. Abbas. So so if I should run it now, I should get it. So we can see we have fatal, we have major, we have minor. Obviously, almost all of them are the same age, which is 43. So we can't really say um these are people that are reckless. But in a way, you can say you can reach a conclusion that people that are of age 43 years are likely to have accidents. If you have a driver of 43 years old, there's high probability that the person will be involved in an accident. So that is what we can say. The conclusion we can reach use in this analysis. So what else? Let's look at another question. So I will call someone to do this one. This is very simple. What is the distribution of gender among among drivers? So, Domi, are you with us now? Domi, um, I don't know why she's not replying. Probably she's not with us. Temitope, are you with us now? Can you type the code we'll be using? Or Fiat, do you want to try? Or Fiat, do you want to try? Okay.
I can't see your
Mr.
screen.
Abbas, can you try? What do you
I
say?
can't see the
You
screen.
can't see my
Like,
screen.
yes, maybe it's the network.
Can anyone see my screen? Please reply with an emoji if you can see my screen. So I know it's a network. Can anyone reply with an emoji so I can know it's a network? Okay. I think it's a network. So Abbas, how can we go about this?
I think we'll be using the go by function again, but I'm not sure. So,
So when we say distribution of data, what do you think we are referring to?
either male or female.
Exactly. So we want to know how many males are involved and how many females are involved. That is just only one column. So do you think we are still using Dubai?
No, no, no. Just
Okay,
we'll
so
just
how
be
do we go about it?
so DF. We have to know the name of the column though, so I'm not sure the name.
So now let's check the name of the column here. These are the name of the column. So what do you think?
So, okay, there's driver gender.
So let me just copy it here. So driver gender.
Yes.
So what do you want to do after driver gender?
The value count.
Dot value. So
Yeah, yeah, that's all.
now let's report this one. Let's try to make it in percentage.
Okay, normalize.
So I have to write what?
Like,
What do you say?
normalize.
Okay, equals to what?
I don't. Okay, true.
True.
Thank you. So control enter. So you can see we have 80% male are involved in accident and 19.9, let's say 20% female are involved in accident. So I want to show this in bar graph. How do you think I can show this in bar graph? So let me just copy. Let's copy this code. So how can we show it in bar graph or pie chart or something like that?
Dot.
Plot.
Dot. Dot bar.
So dot what? Dot bar.
Dot
Right.
bar.
Okay. Thank you. So you can see this actually it, but that's not professional. I don't want to see this. I want to add my Y label. I want to add my title. I want to add X label. So how do I go about that? So my intelligence is already showing me because I don't want to waste more time. We've talked about this before. PL title is giving distribution of gender among drivers, which is actually correct. Then thank you. Someone is giving me, you're already telling me, but my stuff is already I was suggested something which I agreed to. We have label gender, Y label percentage, then PLT does show. So let's run this. So we can actually see everything is looking good, and that's how to solve problems using data analysis. So let's do some questions. So before I round off this particular thing. Okay, let someone do this one. So who can solve this one? What is
I
the
don't know, but I
average
want to
vehicle?
give it a try.
Okay, let's try. Let's go.
Okay. DF.
DF. Okay.
Yes. The vehicle age. Like, can go and check the info.
I'm sorry, I lost my connection. Sorry, what were you saying?
Okay, the vehicle age. You can go and check the info.
Let's go. So we have our columns here. So what do you suggest?
Vehicle age. Yeah. Vehicle underscore age.
Okay, Control C. I've copied it.
Okay.
Control V. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Um. Dot. I think I'm not going to be needing the severity here,
The what?
or just. I think the fatal accident is under the severity.
Yes, that's why I'm asking you that you should do it. Just try. Just try. Continue. Continue.
Okay. Should I check the value count first? Value count.
Okay. If you wish, I can just write it for you. So we have 875. We have back of 10
No, no,
years. Yeah. Is that what you want?
no, no. I'm thinking about something. Um, Help say semicolon severity after the vehicle age.
Okay, semicolon.
Yes, I think inside that bracket, it's now be double brackets now.
I'm not getting what I can say. Okay, I'll put this inside double
I
bracket.
don't know. Yeah.
Do something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Inside this bracket, there's still be severity there. Don't know.
Okay. I think you are getting it wrong actually. Someone is raising a hand. Do you want
Okay.
to talk? Go on.
Sorry, um I've been a little away, so I don't know if you've given the data set for what you are doing now. Like, did you provide the data set, like the Excel sheet?
No, I'm just using this one, but after the class, immediately I will send the data sets across.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let me do this one. This one is kind of tricky. So the first thing is you want to know what's the average vehicle age involved in fatal accidents. Remember that every data set that you have given, not all of them are involved in fatal accidents. So now let's do something like EF, um, severity. The first thing you want to call is severity. Now we have data sets, but some of them are minor, some of them are major, some of them are fatal. But this particular question is asking you to only return data sets that are fatal. So you want to do, okay, I want to see only data sets when they are equals to what? Fatal. So So let's do enter. So you can see something like false, false, false. That means this row zero or row one, it means false. That is, there's this one is not fatal. This is not fatal. You can see false, false. Okay, but actually, how can I see the data set? To see the data set, you just have to do something like df. You just have to write another df. That's just the common practice. You have to write data set. That is, okay, provide this one inside the data set for me. What's the data set? Df. Then wrap it around with square brackets. Then the last one, square bracket, then run it. So all the data set that you'll be seeing here will be everything that all the cars that have been involved in fatal accidents. So this is what you can see. So this is how to actually return only the data set that's for fatal only. Now it's now asking you what's the average vehicle age of fatal data set. So now let's just do something. Let's represent this one with fatal. Let's run it. So anytime I'm calling fatal, what will it be returning? It will be returning all the data sets or all the cars that have been involved, or all the information of cars and drivers that have been involved in fatal accidents. So I want to get the average age. How can I get age? So you want to do something like vehicle age, which is this one. So my square brackets, vehicle age, right? Control enter. So I can see my vehicle age, right? These are my vehicle age. What do I want? I want the average. So you just do something like dot MEAM, which is the mean, then close and open your bracket and close it. So you can actually see that all the cars that have been involved in accidents are 12.64. That's the average number of average age of the cars. Do you understand? Do everyone understand, or can I go over it again?
Over it again.
Okay. So okay, someone is raising up and Ade Sola, do you want to talk? I want to ask you a question.
It was a
You have
mistake.
what's the I can hear you, bro. Let's go over it again. Now, what's the question? The question is asking us that what is the average vehicle age that are involved in fatal accidents? Now, let me just copy this one. Control C. Let's see it. Control V. Let's say major accidents. So we all know that all the data sets that are given is divided into three subsections. Some are for what do you call it? Some are for fatal accidents, some are for major accidents, some are for minor accidents. But this question is only asking you to return value for you return the average vehicle age for data for drivers or for the cars involved in major accidents. So you want to filter. That's basically what we are doing. We want to filter to return only major accident data. So how can we filter? Where can I get my major accidents? To get my major accidents, I will do something like DF. It is inside my severity column, Abby. Severity column. So when I call this, I can see we have minor, major, major, but I don't want to see any value that are minor, but I only want to see major value. I can see my row one is major, my row zero is minor. So because I only want to see major, so I will write something like double equals to. Double equals to in Python means one equals to, that is, it is equals to. I want to do major. So control enter. So you can see the first one is returning false because what was here was minor, and the first two is returning true because what was here was what major data set. So now, because I don't want to see false and true, I want to see the real data set. So you now wrap df, you wrap it inside another square bracket. So if I should run this one now, I'll be seeing the data set exclusively for major for the cars that have been involved in major accident only. So let's run this. So all these things that have been, these are the information of the cars that have been involved in major accident only. Let's check. If you look at this severity, you can see everything that you can see here. It's major, 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 major. So now this particular code will return only the data set that are major, but I don't need all the column. The column that I need here, because I want to get the vehicle age. The only on the column that I need will be what I think that would be vehicle age, right? I need vehicle age, which is what I was calling. Then dots mean I want to find the average. So let's run this. And that's why I'm seeing 12.56 for major accidents. The same thing was what I did for fatal accidents. You all understand now? Okay, okay, people understand. Okay, so the remaining question, I will be solving that as an assignment. But now our assignment has taken a good turn. So when you want to submit an assignment, a Google form link will be sorry, a link will be provided. That's where you'll be submitting your assignment, and it will be assessed by our coordinator every time, every now and then. So please try to submit your assignment in time, because we have someone that will enforce it now. So if you don't understand any question, please try to reach out. The question will be loaded. Sorry, the video will be loaded as soon as possible. Just try to do your best and try to solve the assignment, because you now have some severe punishment now. Okay. So do you have any other question before we call it a day? Do you all have any question? If you don't have any question, please can you reply with an emoji so we can end the class? Okay. No, 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 no. If you submitted anything you submitted was into Gmail at gmail.com, that was different. I will assess that one. But the new one, I'll be sending another assignment tonight. So um the link will be provided as soon as possible for the new assignments, not for the old one. Okay, I guess that would be all. Thank you guys for joining. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.